Hi there guys, this is Farmer Bob. Welcome back to my channel guys, also with another video on map making, obviously what my channel is all about. Just a warm welcome to you if this is your first time tuning in to my channel. Just great to have you here. I really like it if you subscribe as well as hit that little bell for notifications. And if you do like my content, please remember to like. It does help the algorithm and the channel grow. So yeah, I appreciate that very much guys. Good. So yeah, I'm busy in the background with Ravenport, as well as what's the other map? I can't remember now. What I'm busy doing now is I'm looking at Sandveld, South Africa. It's one of my I'll say one of my two 4x maps rather, if I put it like that, that I've created, the South African maps. The one was Gerib and this one is Sandveld. It's an actual working farm as well in the west coast of South Africa. So I'm going to look at converting that into FS22. There's been a lot of guys that have been asking for it. And even the owner of the farm who asked me to make the map has also asked me about 10 times already if I'm still going to convert it, and he's also anxious to play his farm in FS22. So I thought let me spend some time on the map and make another series obviously of Sandveld, converting Sandveld into FS22. So I thought I'll bring you guys along for the ride, So the first thing that we do is we download the map. Obviously I've already done that just to save time. So from my website, if you open my website, you go into my downloads and you just select Sandveld in there under FS22 maps, and then look for Sandveld. Sorry, it will be FS19 maps, not FS22 maps, because we still have to convert it. It will be there soon, hopefully. And then you find Sandveld and you open the download and download it and unzip it and follow the instructions for the FS19. There was a lot of stuff that you needed for the FS19 map to work, because I've used some global company scripts and mods, as well as a potato wall mod and everything for... you see, in real life, guys, this Sandveld is a potato farm. So it's a potato farming industry that these guys only farm potatoes on Sandveld, on the farm. The farm is called Sandveld, and it's a working farm in the west coast of South Africa. But anyways, so I've added those mods and that to make the map more realistic to the area, So yeah, what I'm going to do now is just show you how I start the whole process. So here I've got my 4x map, and I've already added my start map, the 4x start map, into my mods folder. So I normally work out of my mods folder. So every map that I work on, I just drop it in here once I start working on them, and I'll work directly out of here. Reason for that is I can directly test the map in the game without zipping it or doing anything. So it's a very handy spot to work your map. If you generate a map, or if you create a map, or if you convert a map, or whatever, always work out of your actual mods folder live, and then you don't have to zip the map or do anything like that while you're busy testing and still editing the map, Once you're done with it, you zip it and put it in here. It's fine, no problem. Anyway, so this is now the downloaded Sandveld and the FS19 version. So what I normally do, I'll take you through the whole process, guys, is the first thing we do is opening the editor. If I can find the editor, it's somewhere here on my desktop. There we go, editor 9. There we go. So I've got 7, 8 and 9 because I work on all different kinds of maps, so obviously I'll have all the editors available to play with. Great. So once the editor is open, what I do is I use the open mod function. So I'll open mod and then go into desktop, work to do, Sandveld, and then this is the mod that I want to open. Now what this is going to do is going to set a working directory for you and unzip the map first of all. So there it is, unpacking it into that folder, because remember it's now an FS19 map and it is set as a FS19 mod. So we are busy converting that into FS22 now. So the first thing obviously is I use this to have a sort of a converted map, but not a working map, because FS22 you can't convert a map directly with this converter that they have here. All right, so what happens if you do that? I'll show you now what happens anyways. Your terrain is unusable, unfortunately. So that is always the issue, unusable terrain, and there's nothing you can do about that, you know. So yeah, so you end up with a map with 2 million errors on it, and it's actually much more work trying to fix the errors than to just create or build everything over into a working, how can I say, a start map. So that's the process that I follow, you know. I convert the map, and then I build everything that's been converted over into a start map. And that way I've got a proper working FS22 map, you know, that doesn't have any problems. The thing with the terrain, guys, let me just explain to you the terrain. The terrain in FS19 has got one layer or one thing of ground, one ground texture setting, which or one info layer for the ground, if I can put it that way. Where with FS22 you've got about 7 of them. So every ground layer in FS22, like a plow level, like a tillage level, and like a seeded level, those different levels of ground textures, each one of those is a different sort of layer in FS22. So you can't just take the FS19 one and bring it into FS22, because the ground works different in FS22, and that's the big problem with converting the map, you know. Probably why Giants themselves couldn't do it in this little converter thing that they have here. That never works. It hasn't worked from the start, and I don't see them fixing it, because I mean, we're at 904 already, and it's still the same old problem, you know. So yeah, I'm just ranting on a bit now to wait for this thing to finish importing, which seems like it's going to take a while. So I think I'll pause the video here, and then once it's finished importing, I'll carry on. Alright guys, I didn't notice that there's actually a thing that says it was done on this previous little pop-up. And I'll just click close there, and it brings up this one, which is normally what I'm used to, you know. So I don't know if there's something has changed. I'm not too sure, but maybe I'm just getting old, you know. Whatever. Anyway, so it says now the next thing is convert the mod. Found mod files from old Farming Simulator. Upgrade files automatically. Then you say yes. Obviously, what other options do you have? And then remember, we set the working directory to this. And then the old game file installation is where your Farming Simulator 19 is. So it will try and extract stuff from there and put it into this file here, the new one. So we're going to go leave it as is and just click OK. And what's going to happen now is it's apparently going to convert the mod. Now, like I said to you, this conversion does not work. I just use it because there is some of the things that work and 90% of it doesn't. So what's nice now is stuff with textures and with shaders and all that is being converted, and it's going to give a little report now afterwards, but none of your XMLs are converted. Well, no, I'm saying none, but some of them are. Like some of your placeables, XMLs, it will try and convert, but it cuts out most of the working stuff. So if there's animations in it or anything, it's a useless process, to be honest. Why I'm doing this is I like to have this sort of converted map from where I export then all the needed stuff into my new map, and that's the process I follow, which I found is the most sound and best way to do it than to try and fix this. And believe me guys, you cannot fix this map. I have tried. I don't know if there's one of you guys out there that have successfully fixed a converted map. Please do chat to me. I would love to know how you fix the ground problems, the terrain problems. Because, for instance, the fields, I'll show you now what happens to the fields. All right, here's your migration report. What I normally do, you'll see it's done some stuffs in success. all these with warnings is the ones they didn't do. So you can see that there's a lot of problems. So now these are the in-game stuff, dollar data, or in-game stuff. So they've successfully changed the foliage and whatever, which it's not a lot that has really gone right, you know. Most of it's gone wrong. So what I normally do is I just save this migration file just for fun into that same directory, and I'm closing, and then it's going to now open the map that it's converted. And now I'm going to show you what happens with the converted map. I think I've done that now in the previous series as well, where I did Durango. I've also showed you there, but if you're following this one, no harm in showing you again, you know what happens. Alright, so here is our map. Now the very first thing we can see, it looks like, oh, that's the trees. The trees didn't convert, so I'm not fussed about the trees. The trees I can fix very easily. I see the flowers are there. There's a bit of flowers that looks alright, so I'm happy with the flowers. Actually, if I look at it, yeah, you can now see the terrain, guys. Now the reason for this glossy terrain, when you convert a FS, and this is what is so amazing to me. Giants knows about this problem, but they doesn't fix it. They didn't fix it, they don't fix it, they don't want to fix it, or are not interested to fix it. Now the problem with this terrain is, what I'm going to quickly just show you, all your ground textures in FS 19. This is the converted map, which we are currently in now, but this is the one they've extracted. So if you open Sandveld FS 19 and you go into the maps, let me just quickly open up here. I just want to see where it is. Mapdem, I think. No, that's flowers. Map. Let's go in here. Now, this is all the weight files and all the info layers. That's not what I'm looking for. But what I want to show you is the ground textures for this. Obviously, they pull it out of the FS19 directory because I don't have custom textures. So all the ones in here will be under data, maps, and then textures, and then terrain. Now, these terrain textures, when you convert these, or just bring them in as is, and that is what they do. They bring these terrain textures as is into FS22, and then you get this glossy glow from the ground map, because they did not convert the textures. They just brought them over, and it causes it to look like this, and that is what your big problem is. So if you open now this one that they have converted, I just want to go back to desktop, and then we go into work to do. There it is, Sandveld. Go into the converted one. You see here under FS19 folder, all they've done is they brought in over the textures. So I just want to see where it is. Maps, textures, terrain. You see, they just copied them over. They did not convert them. So what you need to do to fix this now, you have to convert every single ground texture into an FS22 format, because FS19 textures does not work in FS22. You have to convert them into the new format, and that's why they look glossy like this. And then you got this problem. Now this is the actual problem. You see this terrain, not the terrain, the actual fields, the ground texture. This ground texture has got a problem with it. The moment you convert it, it goes into this heavy glow, and I don't know how to fix that. I've tried, guys. There is no way that I can find to fix this. This glowing soil. The soil glows. It's got a crazy glow to it, and when you go in game, it goes black. It doesn't glow like this in game. It just glows like this in the editor, but in game it goes black. You can see there is a bit of the black sticking out on the edges, but the whole field goes black like that. So anyway, like I said, the bottom line is this conversion is useless. So yeah, what I want to do now is I'm just going to look around a bit, and then I'll start with the conversion process and show you guys around. But for now, I just want to check what has happened to the map and just verify everything and see what I need to do next. Alright guys, after a good look around, there is absolutely nothing that converted properly. Even the foliage is wrong. You'll see the foliage is all crazy because it's all the wrong place, foliage in the wrong places. So, and all the textures and shaders and everything is wrong. So I'm gonna have to go the long way around and just scrap this whole conversion because it's not going to work the way I normally do it. So I'm going to have to go directly from the old FS19 map and manually just convert everything over, you know. So that will be the longer process, but it's going to be a more solid one than trying to use this sort of converted Sandveld, you know. So that one we can trash. It's not, didn't work out well. Oh, this is my migration log. I can delete that, not need that anymore. So this is the original. This is the original that's extracted. So we're going to directly work from this. So I want to just show you what the map actually looked like in Editor 8, you know. So that's where it's supposed to be working from. And I also see that I've got multi-fruit on this map. I wonder if I should keep the multi-fruit. We'll have a look now what will be our best way of approach. Did I have seasons on this version? I think I did. Better just have a check. No, it doesn't look like this is the seasons edition, or is it? Data maps. We'll check now in the i3D. Alright, so this is what Sandveld actually looks like, guys. It's supposed to look like. It's a much nicer map than what you've just saw. It's totally crazy. You see what it's supposed to look like. It's this West Coast bushy environment. This is what the map's supposed to look like. Much nicer than what you just saw. And the ground texture on this was a special one from FS19. I wonder if there's a spot where I can actually show you the ground. There it is. Yeah, it's a very nice ground texture, which is the closest I could get to the actual soil that is there in the West Coast. It's like a rocky, sandy, rocky type of soil, you know. So that was the best I could get to simulate what is there. And the dust roads there are sandy. You'll see I've used this this texture for the sandy road, which sort of looks like very close to what it is there, sandy and rocky and whatever, you know. So yeah, we're going to bring those over, obviously, convert these textures, the soil, the ground texture, as well as the sand roads, which is basically the whole map is with that, because that whole area is very sandy. And then we've got this forest grass or forest leaves thingamabob in there. That is on the ground, and then lots of what do you call it, bushes and stuff. I just want to have a look at the water plane. Yeah, the water plane on this one won't work for FS22 anymore. As you can see, the water plane is a full map water plane. Now, when you have a full map water plane, you cannot plant anything above it in the sense of you can't plant trees in the game, as well as you can't plant orchards. So no orchards, no trees, nothing above the water plane. And even in the editor, if you have a water plane under the editor, you can't use this new, what do you call that, mode that they have to plant multiple trees. All that is out of the question. Good. All right, guys. So I'm feeling much more comfortable taking this and converting this straight into my start map. So the very first thing we want to do is bring over, we wanted to have a look at the i3D. So let's just quickly open the i3D. I'm going to open this in text editor like that. I want to quickly have a look at that multi-fruit. Now the easiest to go is go Control F and type in multi-lay, just like that, and it will take you to the multi-fruit layer. And you'll see that we've got quite a bit of fruit. We've got clover, tobacco, hops, poppy, onion, carrot, spelt, rye, lettuce, red cabbage, millet, cotton, Shoo, we've got a lot. And Bush 01 winter. So we have seasons on this. That is very sad. So what we're going to first have to do is get rid of the seasons. And then I want to make sure that we don't have more than 10 multi-fruit on this. So oat, sugarcane, cotton. So from there on is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've got 12 extra fruits. Now we can go and add the 64 extra fruit sort of conversion into the map, but I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off some of these multi-fruits first in this map and first get rid of seasons. Let me first see what other things. So there's the seasons there, and the Bush 01 winter. That is the stuff we want to get rid of first and make sure that is fine. And then we want to take off at least 2 of the multi-fruits. So I'm wondering, what did I plant on this map? Did I plant anything on the fields? It looks like, if I have a look at it, it looks like the fields are all empty. Nothing is sown. So that is a very handy thing, because all the fields are still unsown. I like that, you know. So which means that none of the multi-fruits will be in actually in the channels of the GDM file. So we can remove and just update the GDMs. So I'm going to take you through that process now of preparing the map to be converted. So first we need to fix the terrain a bit. So let's get rid of Bush 01 winter. So in order to do that, we have to delete Bush 01 winter out of here, as well as the info layer for seasons, that one up there. Alright, so that will get rid of the seasons. The farmland and typical stays, that's good. And then I think to get rid of some of these, I'm going to delete the fruits that I know is not in my multi-fruit pack. So my multi-fruit pack, let me have a look at that, version 3, maps. So it's on my desktop and it's under map stuff. FarmerB0B multi-fruit pack. Where did I put that? Let me think now. Oh, here we go. MF pack version 2. I've got an MF pack version 3. So let me just have a look. Where is it? Where is it? Why don't I see it? Just want to refresh the screen. Oh, here we go. Version 3. Now, what happens is in here, I want to have a look at my items to add. So this is what we have. We've got alfalfa, carrot, clover, hops, millet, onion, poppy, and rye. So I'm going to add this back to the new map. So I'm going to leave these fruits in the R3D and remove the rest. So oat, stay, sugar, that's part of the game. Millet is there. Let me just have a look again. Items to add. So millet is definitely there. Onion, poppy, rye. Millet. Cabbage and red cabbage goes. So I just want to make a note here what I'm removing, because I need to remove them all. So it's cabbage and red cabbage, because I don't have that in FS22 yet. So it is cabbage and red cabbage. So we'll delete those two. And lettuce as well. So that 3 can go. Going to select them and delete cabbage, red cabbage, and lettuce. Great. So spelt, we've got spelt, I think. No, spelt has been removed from version 3 of my thing, so spelt can also go. And carrot, I think I do have carrot. Yeah, I do have carrot. Onion, poppy, hops, tobacco. Tobacco definitely not. Clover, I think I do. Clover. Alright, so it's rye, poppy, onion, millet, hops, clover, carrot, alfalfa. Spelt. Do I have spelt on here? I don't have spelt, so I removed spelt as well. The reason I removed spelt was because it's very similar to rye and those things, you know. So though it's a different fruit, but I wanted to keep this pack small so that you can add 2 more fruits to it on the standard game without changing your info or the channels, you know. All right, clover, hops, poppy, onion, carrot. Clover, hops, poppy, onion, carrot. All right, so that's fine. Then rye, millet, rye and millet. Millet and rye. Okay, good. And alfalfa. So alfalfa we'll add to it later on. So now we need to just see here. So red cabbage and lettuce. Okay. So now we need to go up top. Go Control F again. Type here, the first one is cabbage, so we can get to our fruits. So cabbage goes, so we need to delete that. And then we're looking for new fruits. There's cabbage. So you have to take all the cabbage stuff out. Just make sure that I don't miss anything. Carrot stays, hop stays, lettuce goes. Right, so lettuce goes. Right, millet, onion, poppy, those stays. Red cabbage goes. Spelt goes. And tobacco also goes. All right, so there we go. Now we go through this, the rest of them here. Lettuce is gone, so we need to remove lettuce. Red cabbage needs to go. Rye stays, but spelt and tobacco goes. All right, so now that we have removed all those fritters, I'm going to save, and then we're going to open the map in oh my word, this is screenshots. How many pages have I got open now? That's the multi-fruit pack maps. Here we go. So Sandveld. So let's open the i3D now that we've saved it in install in editor 822. And now we're going to check if there's errors. So I'm sure maybe I've missed something or forgot about something or whatever. So we'll quickly get to see if there's any errors. And if the map is happy, then we will be happy as well. So let's just have a check. So first things first, check our console for errors. Once we watch our console. Oh my word, I don't see any errors. That is great. That is really great. Okay, so no errors. Just want to have a quick browse around. The fact that I don't see any errors is good. So what we do now is we click save, and just for the peace of mind, I'm going to quickly recreate the fruit and the height density files, because once we've recreated those two, we will be for sure that those channels are refreshed. Everything still looks all right. I don't see any problems. Mind you, I don't see any of the purple flowers. I hope I didn't mess up now. Let me just rather quickly, let me just recreate. So open with, sorry, it is open on this side. So reload it, obviously, because it's been saved now. Let's just go back here into the map. So what I want to do, guys, is just have a quick browse. What did I want to say now? Oh, we wanted to recreate the. So what we need to do is open the map folder where the GDMs are, and then we need to close some of this background stuff. What is this now? I've still got a map open here. Oh my word, what's going on? Did it not close? I'm confused now. I better be checking quickly what's going on here. Why did I have two of them open? Sandveld. Let me rather just quickly open, because I don't know now which one was open. Oh my word, sorry guys. You probably saw it and had a good laugh on my behalf, so yeah, enjoy. Let's have a quick browse just to make sure, because I'm confused now. Why was it open? There should have been only one of them open, you know. So I just want to verify if the console is really without any errors. Oh, here it is. So there is pink flowers. I know there's been a lot of pink flowers on this map, and I was just concerned now that my foliage has been messed up because I removed some of the fruit, you know. So console, let's just quickly check again. Make sure there's no errors. Bush 01. Alright, so that info layers are gone. We can also just verify under the farmland here by tip call that the info layers are gone for seasons. So I'm just going to save it once again just to be safe, and then close it. Once it's saved, it's busy exporting here. So once that is done, this map is big, guys. I hope to make it a bit smaller in FS22. I think it's almost 2 gig the file size, you know, so it's a fairly big map. Well, it's a 4 times map, remember, so yeah, those things aren't very small, but for some reason I can't remember why this one is so big, but it turned out to be very big. I think it's because of all the mods and stuff that I had to add into the map, you know. Anyways, so, and the fruits, the multi-fruits also takes a bit of space. So now that we know that is fine, we can now quickly check our GRE converter. I just want to open that up. What is going on? I'm clicking and nothing's happening. I'm sure my mouse's batteries are dead or going dead. Let me just change them, because it is frustrating if stuff is you're clicking and stuff isn't happening, you know. I don't like that. Don't know about you, but I honestly don't like that. If you click stuff and nothing's happening. Right. So GRE converter. If you don't have that, you can download that from Giants Editor or from the Mod Hub Giants Developer Network. That's the one I'm looking for. So what we want to do is quickly convert the 2 weight files. So cultivator density is the one, as well as the fruit density. So we'll convert these 2 quickly by dropping the file on the convert command. Do not drop it on the GRE converter. You drop it in there, and then you wait for it to convert it. There you go, saving. It's done. So what's happened now is it's created a blank or a fresh one or empty one. So what we do now with the original is I normally just put a 1 in front to make a backup, and then we take the fruit density as well in there onto the convert. Same drill, same drill. So press continue, and there it is. That's our fruit density. And the original we rename. Oh, my honey bunches brought me some nice coffee. Thanks so much. Well, guys, if you are thirsty at the moment, do join me. I'm going to have some nice coffee while we convert this map, so it will be lekker. Good. So now we've changed the 2 originals into blanks, or not blanks, but PNGs. So now we go back into our i3D in here. We reload it once again, and now we find it. Just go up here to the top, click here on top, go Control F, and type in density. It should take you to the cultivator or one of the density files. So we have changed now. The cultivator density file is the one. So I'm double clicking there, change it to PNG. All right. And then the next one will be fruit density. There it is there. You can go next here to find next, and it will take you to the next one. So you change that to PNG, and then just save, keep it open, don't close it. Just minimize. And now what we do is we open the map i3D once again in game, or not in game, but in the editor. 8.2 at this stage, because we're still in FS19, remember? This was a much needed cup of coffee, guys. Much needed. So once we've got that now loaded, I want to just check everything once again. Now, console open. Always check for errors, guys. Always, especially when you've done work in your i3D. So there's no errors popping up. So I'm going to close, save the map. And what it's doing now is it's recreating the GDM files. And it's putting these channels that we have removed, putting that layers of channels back into the GDM file, so that it's still packed in the right order and things, you know. So that is what it's busy doing now on this export. And you'll now see, once we've done this export, we'll close the map. All right, there you go. Go back into our, let me just take this mouse pad away, because for some reason there's something going on with my mouse. It is sort of slow and hanging. That is a little bit better. I wonder if my mouse pad is dirty. It's possible, but I'm not sure. Anyway, back into our text editor. And then what we do now, the same two that we've just changed, we change them back to GDM, because now it's been recreated. So just put that up there. Find cultivator density and just GDM there. Save it up. And go back into our folder where they are stored. And now you'll see there's the old original. This is the PNG. We delete the PNG as well as the old original. For both of them. That's the new GDM for the fruit density. Delete the old PNG as well as the old original. And now you can once again open it, but it's no need to, because I know it's going to be fine, you know. But we can actually, just for verification, because we did change back to GDMs again. So open once again, check for errors. I'm having a nice cup of coffee in the background, guys. So excuse my slurping now and then. I know you won't mind, because I'm sure you're also having something nice to drink while we have a look at all of this. Nice. All right. So that is all cool. Looking good. And to check the console, just one last thing. What I do here is I just check the foliage. Your foliage is important. If you see, you know the map. If you see the bushes on there and grass, there's fruit growing where the grass is and all that kind of stuff, you have problems. Then you can't save the map, you know. All right, so I don't need to save again, because I know it is fine. And I know everything is all right. So now the other thing I wanted to do here was just to go find bush 01. Just want to see where that bush 01 winter is, because I think, was that the only two bush 01s? I've already deleted the bush 01 winter here. I wasn't sure if there was bush 01s there in there. But what we can do, we're not going to be bothered with that, because the bush 01 is just now using the standard in-game one. So I'm going to leave that as is, because we're not going to export any of this anyway. The only reason why I wanted to fix that was for the weight files and the GDMs, because we want this GDMs to be correct. Yeah, all these GDMs must be correct, because we're going to convert them over to FS22, you know, so that is a problem if they're not correct. All right, now guys, now the fun and games start. So now that we know that we've got the solid i3D and it's a nice working one, I can now, and I've got enough channels. I don't have too much channels for FS22, because with the standard base game you can only add 10 extra fruit, and this one had more than 10, you know, so that's why I made them a little bit less. And then I can still add my multi-fruit pack into the finished map in FS22, and then we'll have multi-fruit in it as well, you know. So yeah, it's got its pros and cons, but the best is to have these okies ready for conversion into FS22, because what we're going to do now is we're going to reconvert them again to FS22, you know. So well, when we get there, we'll chat about that, you know. So yeah, but I'm excited. It's looking good so far. Not too many issues. All right, so what I want to do now is open my mods folder in a new window. So I'll have two windows open. My mods folder here, and as I said, I've already brought my 4x start map over. Now what my start map is, guys, if we can quickly open that up. My start map is just a map that I've built for FS22 for you to create maps with, you know. So you can download my start map. It's a blank map with grass growing and a few things on it, you know, like a tree here and there. We're going to delete most of that anyways and reuse or re-import the stuff we need as we go along. As we do the conversion, we see stuff, you know. See, this, it's got an animal dealer, just a dealership. I wonder if this map of mine has got the full package. I can't remember now if it's the one with the full placeables. Yeah, this is also the one with full placeables. So in the placeables directory in the start map, I've already done all the work, converted all the placeables. So the ones that you want to use, you use, import and then delete, because once you've imported it, you can delete the placeable here. This is not really a placeable, so you don't load this with XML. It's stuff that stays in the game permanently. You'll see it's market area, grain silos, hotel, railroad house, sawmill. It's all the stuff that you want to put into your map as props, you know, as buildings. So it's buildings for your map. So all these are nice buildings for your map to add your triggers to, you know, that type of thing. The triggers are loaded via XML, by the way. Right. Good. Okay, so first things first. Let's have a quick browse on this new, or this map's data folder. What I want to see is the size of the weight files. This is also 4096, which is very nice. So this map is 4096, which is very nice. So I can bring the weights over without converting. That's a very nice thing about using the same map size, is I can just bring it over and drop it in here and there will be no problem. Which means that I can actually just bring the dem over as well. The dem file is the actual height map for the terrain. So this is 2049 and that is 2049. Very nice. So there's no need to convert that or anything, which is nice. It's just the name that needs to change. So what I do now is I copy this over like so. You see, and then I'll take the original that's in here. Where is that original now? So let's start with that. It's going to be nice. Here's the original. I copy the name, Control C. I'll click on it once again. I'll press delete. So I get rid of the original. Now I take my dem file that I've copied over, click on it once, click on the name, Control and V, and I paste the name of the old original over there. So now I've just replaced it, you know. So you can delete the other one and just drop this one in there, but you still have to make sure, because this name Mapdem is registered in your map i3D, so you need to stick to the naming of this whole setup, you know. So that's why I keep the name. Right, so if we now open our map, it's going to be fun and games. So we should have a terrain now. So let's have a look. It's easy as pie. Wow, I won't say easy as pie, but I'm saying that because now we should have Sandveld terrain in there, a working terrain. So we'll have a quick browse. A working Sandveld terrain. You see? There it is. There's the mountains in the back, the river is down here. All the terrain is already in place. Yeah, it's simple and easy. Now I'm going to delete the trees for now, because I know for a fact that the trees that are here, I don't think we're going to be. What trees are here? Let's just have a quick browse. This is that whole thing with the set of trees and the signposts and everything. Yeah, that's a start map, guys. So I've already put some trees in for you. All the in-game trees are here. So what you'll do when you build your map, you'll take one of these trees, for instance. Say you like that one there. It's a stone pine. Control B for Bravo, and hold your control, and you can pop a lot of them in anywhere you want, you know. So Control B, where is it now? Control B, drop it, and then you can put many of them wherever you want, you know. So that's the whole idea of the start map, you know. So you can just carry on creating your own map as you go along. My PC is very slow. I don't know what is going on here. Is there stuff happening in the background that I don't know of? Something is on the verge here of messing around with my... It's like laggy and slow and not responsive as I like, you know. So weird, very weird. But anyway, let's not bear with me. So we've got some trees and stuff on the map already. Some usable stuff. You'll see now this animal dealer is now right under the ground, so I'm just going to delete it for now. There's no need for that in the map. We'll get it in later if we want. And I think for the fun, I'm just going to leave the trees, because I know for a fact that I'm going to import the trees, export and import, and then maybe want to replace it with FS22s. So then I've already got the tree in here. I can just hit the replace function and all will be well, you know. So let's leave it there for now. We'll delete them because they're all nicely in one folder anyway. So I could just select them and press delete once I'm done, you know, with all of that. Good. So, but the map looks good. The terrain is in, or I'll say the terrain height is in. The DEM file is in, the terrain height data for the terrain. So there we go. Let's save the map and close up. That was the one thing I wanted to check. Now the weight files, guys. The weight files is normally where problems arise with the weight files. So in here, under my data, you want to go, what I normally do is I have a lot of textures and stuff that are the same in FS22. Like for instance, animal mud is there. Asphalt should be there. You know, stuff like that. So the ones, what I do is I start alphabetically working from the FS19 version into the FS22. So I will take animal mud and asphalt as one, asphalt 3, asphalt 4, there it is, and then drop them in here to copy and replace and see if they're going to replace all 8. So let's have a look. It says there's 8 files with the same names. That is wonderful, because remember, you want to stick to the naming of this directory. You don't want to change the naming here, because otherwise you have to change the naming in your i3D, which we will probably do in some of these textures. Alright, so there you go. So animal mud and asphalt is done. Now beach sand, I know for a fact there's no beach sand there's beach sand wet, but there's no beach sand. So beach sand we need to convert. So that's our first order of business, is to get the beach sand over. And remember, beach sand is the ones that there is a beach sand wet. Wait, beach sand 01 wait, it's not wet. I was almost couldn't say, wait, what's happening here? There is a beach sand wet, but I think beach sand wet is not used. If I look at that, that weight file looks empty. Yeah, so those aren't used. The ones that are not used, you're not concerned to convert over because they're empty. So empty weights means they haven't been used in the map. It's a texture that's lying in your i3D which has not been used. That's why they're blank. Forest grass dark, for instance. Look at this one, forest grass dark. It's all black. If all 4 of them are black, then you know it's not used. So then you don't have to worry about converting them, you know. Okay, so beach sand. Now beach sand, I know if I go in here to my desktop and I go into map stuff and I go into terrain stuff, I think, into this little folder here. Let me just have a look. What's this? Stuff that I've downloaded but never even checked it out. But these are my textures that are already converted, or some of them are converted. So I know for a fact that I have converted beach sand, and there is beach sand, you know. So there's 8 of them for beach sand. So we need to copy all 8 of the beach sands up to there. So it's a diffuse and a normal, and a diffuse and a normal. So channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4. That's why there's 8 of them. So it's a diffuse and a normal for one of the channels. And what this is, guys, it's 4 diffusers that are rotated 90 degrees from each other. In other words, you'll have one at 0, one at 90, one at 270, and one at 360. To give you a texture that is not repetitive if you put it in the multi-layer section and create a combined texture. It combines all 4 of them, on top of one another. Then you've got a texture that is sort of mixed up and doesn't cause a repetitive pattern in the editor. Good. So we copy these. So these textures now needs to go to the map. And what we need to do now in our map, in our new map, is find a thing for textures. There is one for textures. Terrain. All right. So Control V. We paste them in here. So beach sand, the first one that we're going to handle, needs to be added to our map i3D. Alright, so beach sand, we need to find a terrain texture in our map and just reroute it to this directory in the i3D. So what we need to do now, I don't have the i3D open anymore. So what we're going to do is go back into the i3D, open, edit. Alright, so that's the weights. I can actually take any file ID, it doesn't matter. So what we need to do is copy one. What do we need? How many do we need? We need 8 of them. Alright, so we're just gonna have a look at ground textures here. Is there any ground textures? There's a texture terrain, red bricks. You see, that's the red bricks that's already there. So I'm gonna copy this 4. Control C, like so, just for fun. You can do one and just keep on duplicate it, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna paste them in here, and then I want to put 2 zeros here to give it a unique number, because we've already got numbers there. So I'm just going to reuse them like so. Okay, so that's our texture terrain, red ground brick. So we need to change this names for the 4 diffusers. Alright, so let us go into that directory. That will be now our this one here, and it will be under textures, terrain, and then beach sand 01 diffuse. So we copy that name back into our editor, or into the text editor basically. Red ground bricks diffuse. So we overwrite that. Alright, so it's going to be beach sand 01 diffuse. Double click it here by bricks 02, put it again, change that to a 2, because there's 4 diffusers, guys. So we're just pasting and creating our 4 diffusers, because the names stay the same. It's just a little number that changes. So we just create, so I forgot now, that one should be 3 and this one should be 4. I've been talking too much. We men, we can only do one thing at a time. So I'm going to paste this. Of crying out loud. So we need 4 more for the normals. So I'm just going to copy this. Control C, drop it in here. Press home. Control V. Why did it not go home? Control V. There you go. And now I just want to check this 3501. Just a unique number, guys, because the editor is going to change these numbers anyway, but we just want unique numbers here. That's why I made it like 35,000, because I know my file IDs is going up to, if I look at the numbers, there's 1,100. So they're not going to go higher than 1,100. So 35,000, we're very safe with file IDs. So we just want a unique ID there. Okay. Good, so then we go back into our folder where our normals are. So we grab one normal name, Control C to copy it, back in here. And override the first one, Control V, so that's normal 1, and then double click, Control V, normal 2, like that. Control V, like that, and that will be normal 3, and one last one, Control V, normal 4. Alright, so now we have the 8 textures for beach sand in our map. Alright, I could have actually, you know, I've actually taken the long road around, guys. It's like the long way around. There's actually a movie like that with Ian McGregor that he and a friend of his travels around the world on BMW bikes, you know. So oh my word. Alright, so what we could have done, let me show you what we could have done. Terrain stuff, map stuff, FS ground textures. What is this? I want to go to the FS19 map. This is it. We want to open this, open with Notepad. And then we could have just taken it here. Just copy it over. Control F to find, I'm just going to go beach sand 01 normal. You see. So you could have copied this lines without worrying about it. There's beach sand, the 4 diffusers and normals already for you, and then just add 2 or 3 zeros behind. So that is a much easier way to do it, you know. So beach sand 1 2 3 4. I've missed 1, if you can see that. Beach sand 4, so there should be 8. 2 4 6 8. Copy that into map i3D, override it here, and then you'll have the same draw, you know. So I'm not going to do that now, but I'm just showing you. And then obviously it will be textures terrain on this side. It's textures terrain. So you could have just removed the data, dollar data in front, take it away, you know. So yeah, same draw, same old. Okay. All right. So now the next thing we want to do. Control F, we are already there. We want to go to the multi-lay, so just search for multi-lay. It will take you once again to there, and now we're going to find the beach sand. You know what? It's actually going to be very, very productive to just copy this over, because the numbering is going to be easier. So let's just grab it like this. Control C, go into our map, override this ones that we've made. Like so, Control V, just add some zeros here. I'm going to add 3 zeros to each one, because you're going to see now what I mean. The numbering, then you're going to have it easier with the numbering, instead of running around trying to sort out the numbering, you know, which sometimes gets into a mess, because each one has its own unique file ID, and your actual textures that we're going to add now into the section of the terrain is going to have to require that this ID is the same, you know. Alright, so there it is. That's how simple and easy it is. So now we go here, and now we're going to go to multi-lay, and then find next, and in here we now find beach sand. You see, and now the IDs are already there. Okay, so we're going to just change a few things on it, but it's already there, beach sand 01. So you're going to copy all 4 of them, Control C, into your map, go into multi-lay, go in here, up into your ground detail. Now beach sand wet is the last one under your layer. So open that, enter, home, and paste. Alright, so just like that. Now detail map is 29. Normal map is 30. So all you do now is add the 3 zeros to each number here. That's the 8 files that we've just added. Alright, so your normal map as well as the diffuse map. They call it a detail map ID. I don't know why these guys don't stick to naming the way they should, you know. Because now in here it's a it's a diffuse. So why they call it diffuse ID, you know? They call it detail map, you know? So it just doesn't make sense sometimes. So here you can see it's the 8 files. diffuse normal, diffuse normal, diffuse normal. That's 30, 32, 33, 35, 36, 38, 39. You can come here to the ones that we've just added, and you'll find the same there. You see, sorry, it's at the bottom of our layers. There it is. So it's 29, 30, 32, 33, 35, 36, 38, 39. All right, so the only thing we need to change now as well is our weight map ID for beach sand. And we don't have weight maps for beach sand yet, so we're going to add those now. So that's the only other things we need is weight files. So now we find back again here. We go into beach sand. So all I'm going to do is just search for beach sand only. Go right to the top, go there and beach sand. So these are full weight files for us, you see. So what we do now is copy those, Control C, and go into our map here. Once again, home, press home, Control V, and then once again, just add zeros. So now we don't need to worry about the numbering because the numbering is already correct. All right, so back into multi-layer. And we need to check this, the directory structure for beach sand. So let's just do that now. This is the FS19 version. This is FS22 version. So into our data, did we bring the beach sand over? I think we did. We only got the wets. We don't have the beach sand. Ground FS9 converted. So we brought over the 8 into the new map, and then in here we didn't bring the beach sand weight over. 2, 3, 4 weights for beach sand. So we copy those into our data folder, Control V, and there they are. So now we have got beach sand 01. Remember, the naming is now on the old one, so it doesn't matter. We're going to create 4 weight files for it, which we've already done there. There they are. So all we need to now do is get the right directory structure. Now, how your i3D works, this is extremely important, guys. How your i3D works, I just want to see now. This is the work to do. So I keep on forgetting FS22 is on the right. So your i3D works from the i3D directory. So in other words, where in your map, if you have your base directory and you have maps, map alpine, and then your i3D, all that counts from where your i3D, if you want to have go forward or backward from there. So it works out of this directory. So you must always keep that in mind. So luckily for us now, the textures folder is in the same directory. So it will be the i3D, then textures, and then terrain. So it will be i3D, textures, terrain. You see, so what we can do is just copy that last bit, Control C, go back to our things here, and then just overwrite this, Control V, like that. Create this, recreate them as forward slashes, so it will be textures, terrain, and then beach sand. No, sorry, I'm talking trash, guys. It's not in there. The weight files in our new map is under it's there, and then data, man. It's in the data, so it's straight just data. That's all it is. So it's just straight data. So all we need to do is do this, data, like so. So it's data and then beach sand. So the map just needs to go to data, like so. So I can just copy that now, Control C, and then just overwrite all the map in front, so that now when it's looking for this weight file, it will go data and then the weight file. So that's where it should be. I keep on doing that. Sorry, guys. I'll normalize this now. So it's i3D, data, and then the weight file. There's the weights, beach sand. All right. So that is now the 4 weights included, and it is 28, 31, 34, and 37. So if we now go to multi-layer again, just scroll up a little bit to the layers. There it is. So our 4 weights should be 28, 31, 34, and 37, and then just the zeros there to make them unique. because I can guarantee you there will be 28 and 31 and 34 already on another ID. So you can't have a clash, otherwise your i3D will crash and not open, you know. So very important, stick to those numbering. So what's going to happen is your map, the i3D is going to, the editor is going to open the map, it's going to register these and switch over and change all these numbers in any way, so that it's in the right order and everything. But we just want them to point to the right file at the moment with a unique ID. That's what it's all about in this case. All right, so the multi-terrain now for the next one is our combined layers. So find sand, wet, no, not sand, beach sand. Beach sand, there it is. Now the combined layers is nice because it does not have any IDs. So you just copy that over, Control C, drop it in here under your combined layers section, go right to the bottom, enter Home, Control V, and believe it or not, that's all you need to do there, because the name, the four channels, remember the 4 that's now registered, beach sand 1, 2, 3 and 4, remember the 4 diffusers, that creates a beach sand combined layer. So if I double click that, it should highlight beach sand 01. You see, so if I double click that, it should highlight beach sand 02. So that's the layers, the 4 layers that it combines here into one layer for beach sand, and it creates a nice smooth layer that does not have any repetitive pattern, you know, when you paint it in the editor. Good, so that is now all done. So we've added beach sand now. Now what we can do now at this point is just save. Oh, we can't really save and open. What you need to do, very important guys, and I'm going to end the video here because I think it's already long enough for the first episode. Very important, you cannot interrupt your weight files. You have to do all of the weight files before you open and save your map. So what we're going to need to do is work through the whole of these and bring them all over, just the weight files, and then save your map, open your map, and if there's no errors, save. Because if you do it now, you're going to scramble all your weight files in the weight section, and it's going to be all messed up, you know. So you have to have all of these weight files. So how it works, if you look at these weight files, let me go into the original map, which is this one. If you look at these weight files, all of them combined forms one weight. So all the weight files combined is actually just one weight, because this area here that's marked for concrete is not, if you look at this, it's not there. There it is, it's white there. So they all forms one layer in the terrain for the ground texture. That's basically all this nonsense of weight files is all about, is just one terrain layer for the ground textures. So it's a insanely complicated process just to have one layer in your map, you know, with different colors and shapes and things on it. But that's just how Giants has done it, and we have to work with what we've got, you know. But I'm explaining to you that you cannot do just one set and then open and save your map, because it's going to mess up. If I open and save the map now, it's going to trash all the other weights, and it's going to be one big mess, you know. So you have to go through each one and make sure that each one of these weights that's got something in it is represented in your new map as a weight with a texture combined to it and connected to it, you know. So it doesn't matter, you can change the beach sand to a different weight in the new map and to a different ground texture. It doesn't matter, but as long as this weight represents something in the new map, you know. Otherwise you're going to have a problem. But I mean, you want beach sand to be beach sand in the new map. You don't want it to be anything else. Otherwise, you're going to have a map that doesn't look right, you know, with textures that's crazy, weird, wrong textures in the wrong places, you know. So that's what the weight file is about. It's telling the i3D, the map, where does it need to put beach sand, you know. So that's why all this marks that you see here is where beach sand occurs on the map. And if you look at that line, you can go to the other textures, and you'll find, if I look now at the other weights, you'll find that that line is there. It's not on rough mud. So rough mud is basically most of the map looks like to be covered in rough mud, you know. So, or rough mud is only there, you know. So it just depends on how they've worked this weight system, you know. But what I want to say is they all combine into one layer. And if you do just one of them, it will mess up if you save your map, because your map, when you save and exit, it updates all of the weights all together, because there's one terrain layer in your map, and it will change every weight that's in your map, you know. So don't do that. First finish every little weight, and then you open your map and check and save. All right, well guys, that's one video done, the first video of the conversion of Sandveld. So I just wanted to share that with you and have you along for the ride. It was wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. A huge big thank you to my supporters on Patreon as well as on PayPal. I really appreciate you guys. Are awesome. Thank you so much, guys. If you haven't considered yet supporting my work, if my work does mean anything to you, if you enjoy it, please do consider supporting my channel. I do appreciate. Links in every video description. Have a wonderful day, a blessed day, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, eh?